You think if you explain enough, they'll understand. You think if you line up your points, show the facts, walk them through the truth step by step, finally, they'll get it. But here's the problem. Narcissists don't want to get it. They don't want to understand. They want to control. They want to dominate. They want to twist. And the moment you start explaining yourself, you've already lost the ground under your feet. Because every explanation is an invitation. An invitation for them to poke holes. An invitation to gaslight. An invitation to shift the blame right back on you. You know this pattern. You've lived it. You explain why you're hurt. They accuse you of being too sensitive. You explain why you're pulling back. They call you selfish. You explain the truth of what they did. They twist it until you're the one apologizing. Here's what you need to understand. Narcissists don't hear explanations as clarity. They hear them as weakness, as proof you're still invested, as proof they can still pull you into their game. Stop trying to win an argument you can never win, because you're not in a debate with a rational partner. You're in a war with someone who only cares about power. Every time you explain yourself, you're giving away energy you'll never get back. And it's not just about wasted words. It's about your dignity, your boundaries, your sanity. Think about how drained you feel. After one of those conversations, the circular arguments, the constant defending, the endless push and pull that never leads anywhere. That exhaustion is the cost of explaining yourself to someone who already decided they don't care. And here's the kicker, the narcissist loves it. They love seeing you on the hook, desperate for them to just acknowledge the truth. They feed on your need for closure. They weaponize your integrity against you because you're honest, you're straightforward, you want to be understood, and they know that. They know your instinct is to explain, so they exploit it. They sit back while you hand them power, one justification at a time. You've got to see it for what it is. Explaining is a trap. It's a baited hook. And every time you bite, you bleed. When you stop explaining yourself, you break that cycle. You reclaim your time. You reclaim your focus. And most importantly, you reclaim the power they've been siphoning off you for years. So what do you do instead? It starts with silence. With pulling back from the compulsion to prove yourself, with reminding yourself you don't owe them anything. Not your words, not your reasons, not your defenses. Boundaries don't need explanations. They need action. I'm not discussing this. That's my decision. This conversation is over. Short, clear, final. No debate, because the second you open the door to explain, the narcissist will walk right through and start tearing down the walls. But if you stay firm, if you stay grounded, they're left with nothing to work with. This is where you rise. You stop playing their game. You stop feeding their ego. You stop bending yourself into knots, hoping for a fairness that will never come. And you start living by your own rules. Your peace is worth more than their approval. Your silence is stronger than their manipulation. Your life is bigger than their control. Now, let's get practical. Silence doesn't mean you never speak. It means you don't waste your breath in arenas where you'll never be respected. It means you choose your words as weapons of clarity, not as chains that bind you to endless conflict. When they demand an explanation for why you pulled away, you say, because that's my boundary. When they press you for why you won't forgive the unforgivable, you say, because I choose not to. No speech, no essay, just decisions backed by strength. And here's the truth. They will hate it. They will rage. They will call you cold, cruel, heartless, selfish, because for the first time, they don't have access to your mind. For the first time, they don't get to twist your words into weapons. That's when you know you're winning, because the goal was never to make them understand. The goal was to free yourself. And the moment you stop explaining, you flip the script. You stop being their pawn and become your own coach, your own protector, your own defender. You no longer waste nights crafting speeches they'll never honor. Instead, you use that energy to build yourself. You pick up the hobbies they mocked. You reconnect with the friends they isolated you from. You rest without guilt. You dream without permission. That's what power looks like. It doesn't scream. It doesn't explain. It simply lives free. And here's the final piece. When you master this, you'll notice something profound. The people who deserve you never need explanations. Healthy relationships don't demand constant defense. Real love doesn't put you on trial. Your true circle will honor your boundaries, respect your silence, and celebrate your choices without a courtroom debate every time you say no. So let me leave you with this. You don't need to explain yourself to the narcissist. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because your worth isn't up for debate. And the day you stop explaining, that's the day you finally start living. If this message hit home, do 3 things. Like this video if you're done explaining yourself to people who don't deserve your words. Comment "no more explanations" to claim it as your new standard. Subscribe so you never miss the tools and truth you need to break free and take back your life.